Hello and welcome to Jasmine's Crazy Cat Tarot. And today I'm going to do a subscriber reading for Chris. But I did just want to mention that now the free subscriber readings are closed, but I will open this back up again once I reach 500 subscribers to celebrate. And I'm very delighted with seeing the numbers going up and just having more people in the cat family to connect with. So thank you all very much, and hopefully very soon they will be back open and you will all get a chance to get a free reading. But in the meantime, if you really can't wait, you can find all the details on my homepage to get a personal reading, because they're very affordable and you will be helping a girl out. So let's get straight to the reading. This is for Chris, and Chris asked me if him walking away is enough to shake up his person, and he thinks that there have been changes made for the better, but he wants to just see where his person is at and if these changes are going to stick. So let's find out for Chris, and let's see how Chris walking away has shook him up. Yeah, so spirit, angels, ancestors, can we please bring in Chris's energy and Chris's person's energy, and may we please connect in order to identify the situation, please and thank you. Amen. May Chris and any other viewers who are watching be divinely blessed here today. So let's see. Let's get straight to the point, Chris. Maybe you are having very direct and pointed conversations with this person, or they're going to come in with very direct communication to you. So how is Chris walking away shaking him up? Please and thank you, Spirit. How is Chris walking away shaking him up? Please and thank you. And can I get one more? How is Chris walking away shaking him up? Whoa, that went back in. How is Chris walking away shaking him up? Ooh, okay. And background energy, Page of Wands, adventure. Okay, so I feel like either you or him could be a fire sign, or you could both just be very adventurous within this connection. But maybe someone is also craving more adventure. So let me just see. Five of Swords, conflict. Yeah, there could be conflict about you wanting to go different ways on different adventures. Nine of Wands, persistence. Whoa. And as they say, persistence is key. So this could be a long-term connection, or you could have known this person a long time. Eight of Swords, reverse, restriction. Yeah, so upright, the Eight of Swords is restriction, but if we're taking it reversed, this is kind of like restrictions being broken, and in a sense, persistence paying off. Yeah, so anything that was blocking or making this connection not go forward, I do feel like persistence on both your parts is going to help you overcome any conflict you are currently going through. But what's brought up for him is that he may feel more free in a way. He may feel more free to have an adventure. In a way, he may feel like this relationship restricted him. So him feeling a lack of restriction is telling me that maybe he is more comfortable in his single or independent energy, because in a way he views relationships as restrictive. So maybe it's something that he's had to persevere with and he has had issues with. But I do feel like it has caused conflict within this connection, and maybe he could have had a tendency to take out his commitment issues on you. So let me clarify these cards here. Can we clarify the Eight of Swords reverse, please, for Chris's person? Please and thank you. Can we clarify the Nine of Wands for Chris's person, please and thank you? Can we clarify the Five of Swords for Chris's person? Thank you, Spirit. an 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, and a Page of Swords. Okay. I'm becoming more curious about you and who you really are, but also I feel inspired to learn new skills and read more books. Okay, so maybe he feels like when it's only him in his energy field, he has more time to dedicate to himself, to dedicate to his skills. So maybe he's the type that when he is in a connection, everything else goes to the wayside, and he could have a tendency to project onto those who are closest to him. If he feels blocked and restricted, he could blame the relationships in his life. Okay, the 6 of Swords. I'm finally leaving behind my old ways of thinking and the opinion of others. It's not easy to do, but I know it's for the best. Yeah, so I feel like he has persisted in his self-discovery journey. And now things that used to really upset him and affect him, like the opinions of others, are not affecting him in the same way. And in fact, he is leaving behind worry about what other people think. I do feel like he's in a sort of free energy. 8 of Pentacles. I'm reading more about soft skills and emotions because I never had a connection like this. And I want to be your stable partner. Yeah, so I feel like he doesn't want this conflict to continue. He does want to resolve this situation. But in the past, he's allowed the opinions of others to not only get in the way of how he views himself, but maybe to also get in the way of how he views you, how he views others, how he views life. And he's realizing that in the past he's made these mistakes and he doesn't want to keep making the same mistakes over and over again. He knows he needs to work on his emotions. I feel like he is aware that he has a lot of emotional growing up to do, and he's aware that he might need to outsource this information. Maybe read it in a book, maybe watch some videos, maybe do something that is going to really get him and bring him into his emotions in order to express them. I feel like he has a problem and an issue with expressing emotion and possibly even intimacy issues too, because he has felt restricted emotionally and in terms of his heart. And even though I feel like you help ease this wound or this issue that he's going through, I feel like it could be commitment issues that are caused by something else. And it is hard, that's all coming up for him, but he's using it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and expand. Yeah, confirmation with the cars. He does want to expand and move forward in this connection, but he does know he has a lot of work to do. He has to read more books, he has to learn more skills, and he has to really understand soft skills like emotions, because this connection he's never had something like this before, and I think it scares him just as much as it excites him. When it comes to this adventure, he wants to go on this adventure with you, but maybe in a way you could feel like he can have a tendency to not always stick with you. You know, he could be a runner. He could have a tendency to run, not only from emotions, but just in general. He could run from things that scare him instead of facing them. And I feel like now he's becoming aware that this doesn't work and he needs to find a new approach. Yeah. So, let me see. How is Chris walking away affecting him? Please and thank you. The person on Chris's mind, how is he affected by Chris's absence? Please and thank you. I feel like that's a better way of wording that. How is he affected? Wow, they all fell. By Chris's absence. Please and thank you. I might get them. He could be partying, having fun, trying to take the pain away. Yeah, because this card, you know, it does say party, having fun, but she is blacked out. He could have coping mechanisms that aren't necessarily the healthiest. that block him from growing and learning. He could have habits that keep him stuck in his old ways. Yeah, he could be a bit of a party animal, addiction, unhealthy attachment. Yeah, so I feel like this could be either drink or drugs. He could also have a very unhealthy attachment style when it comes to relationships. And maybe you really feel that, Chris, because sometimes he could be maybe like Jekyll and Hyde, have two sides. Someone could be a Gemini, but I feel like when he has you and you are acting accordingly, you are his favorite thing, the object of his affection. But when he gets tired or worn out or scared, when the fears or insecurities come back up, you could really see the dark side of this addictive personality. Yeah. Single parent, responsibilities. Okay, so someone could be a single parent, one, both, or I do feel like either you, him, or possibly even both in this connection have been raised by a single parent family, and maybe there was an absent parent in one or both of your lives. And yeah, maybe a toxic attachment to a parent, or a lack of attachment with an absent parent may have given him these trust issues, these commitment issues, because he could be carrying on familial patterns instead of doing that shadow work. Yeah, and I do feel like someone kind of can take out their mommy or daddy issues on their lovers. Yeah, so let me see what fell here. Blow off any dust. Yeah, I really had to. Ooh, that nearly fell. I feel like, yeah, all these emotions are creeping out of the woodwork. So we've got twin flame, divine connection. I think you already said, Chris, that this was a divine connection. You know he's your twin flame, but you know that your twin flame has unhealthy attachments and a lot of work to do. Yeah, he can't keep partying his pain away, smoking or drinking his pain away, because this pain is a lot deeper and it comes from childhood wounds that are still unhealed. Yeah, but I do feel like you help him spiritually awaken in a way, and I feel like you could be his saving grace. He does view you as his saving grace, but maybe in a way he could view you as a parental figure, someone who's just gonna fix him, make everything better, and that still is a very childish approach. And maybe you're trying to explain to him that yeah, that's not the right way. I can't be your mom, I can't be your dad, I can't be anything other than someone who loves you. And I do love you for who and what you are, but when you're choosing other addictions or coping mechanisms over me, or you feel disrespected, I feel like you're standing firm with your boundaries, and you're really putting him in his place by standing firm with your boundaries. Yeah. Snake, not what it looks like. This was reversed. So I feel like someone actually may be shedding their skin, taking off their mask, and really getting vulnerable. Yeah, because a snake shedding its skin would probably feel very vulnerable until the new skin came up and they kind of get used to it. Yeah, so I feel like you could be having vulnerable conversations with him. But I do feel like you kind of know emotionally, Rome wasn't built in a day. So this is the groundwork that needs to be done first and foremost. And it starts with him taking accountability in order to beat these addictions, beat these unhealthy coping mechanisms, and to stop viewing love or relationships as restrictive, because yeah, I feel like he got this mindset from a parent possibly. Okay, so what are we getting here? We're gonna get some tea and true emotions. So what's the tea? between Chris and the person on his mind? Can I get one more? Ooh. What's the tea between Chris and the person on his mind? Whoa. I'm going to take this one. A few too many fell there. Okay. Can I get his true emotions towards Chris and this connection? I love you. Oh my God. What did I say? He does see you as his divine connection. I feel like yous are divine counterparts, the yin to each other's yang. Maybe yous could have polar opposite personalities and just work just right together, or yous could feel like the same person in two different bodies. Yeah, but I feel like he loves you. Look at this. He wants to marry you. He wants a higher level of commitment with you. Fake busy. Yeah, but he pretends that he's doing anything else other than doing the shadow work he has to do. And yeah, he's been procrastinating on higher levels of commitment with you. Yeah, because he doesn't want to do the shadow work. Haunted memories, flashbacks, trauma, side effects. What did I say? He's haunted by his past, and it's all coming back up. And he does have some sort of parental issues. Yeah, mommy or daddy issues, ego, hurt ego getting in the way of relationship, etc. Yeah, so he's allowing his childishness and his lack of accountability to get in the way of this relationship. And I feel like it has you both feeling very sad and very defeated. Yeah. And I feel like it's about really having that conversation, you know, taking those barriers down, because ego can be a hard thing to talk about, and a lot of people do live in their ego, but it makes them very reactive because they think everything is an attack on their ego. So I do just think he has to learn to drop the ego a little bit, and maybe to just drop the walls a little bit, because I think he knows you're a safe person, but he still has his reservations because the trauma he's experienced in the past maybe has taught him that you can't even fully trust even the people you feel safest with or the people you feel closest to. Yeah. But with this snake reversed, I feel like he could be shedding his skin, getting vulnerable and dropping that ego in order to be real with you. Yeah. So does he have any dark confessions for Chris? Please and thank you. What are his dark confessions for Chris? Thank you. I cannot be vulnerable with you. Look at this with the snake reversed. Can I get one more? Please and thank you. Oh. I'm afraid that your feelings for me are not mutual. Yeah, he actually feels like he loves you more than you love him. And I feel like even you walking away from him and telling him no more of this bullshit has really made him feel hopeless. And maybe he could be being reckless in order to cope with this. Maybe he thought you'd never leave, but you feel pushed to your limit, pushed to do something drastic in order for this connection to succeed. Yeah, I cannot be vulnerable with you. I rather hide in the darkness before I let you see inside me. He wasn't ready to do the shadow work. He was afraid to be vulnerable. And now he's realizing that by tackling his biggest fears, that's what's going to help him overcome this issue, not only in this relationship, but in all of his relationships. I feel like he struggles to be vulnerable, even with the people who love him most. And he is afraid that he loves you more than you love him. But yeah, I feel like he could be like an anxious avoidant with his love language, his connection style. Yeah, and he could rather party the pain away than, and yeah, just pretend he's doing anything else other than talk about uncomfortable things. And this could be him finally coming around to the idea that, okay, I can't keep avoiding this. So yeah, that has to be a good thing, right? Let me see what he wants to say to you, and then we'll pull you some advice, Chris. What does he want to say to Chris? Please and thank you. What does he want to say to Chris? What does he want to say to Chris? Please and thank you. Oh. Whoa. And there. One final one. Let's see. Why can't I move on from you? Yeah, he's feeling stuck without you there, and he's worried that if you leave for good, that you won't come back. I wish I could be fully honest with you. Yeah, he really wants to get vulnerable with you. He really wants to go there about the past, but I feel like he may be afraid of you judging him for his past, because maybe he hasn't always made the wisest decisions, is what I'm hearing. I do not want to be alone. Yeah, he wants to be with you. Painful memories. Yeah, he is haunted by his past, Chris, but he loves you. But he has a tendency to take out his trauma, his PTSD, and all of his problems on you. He has a tendency not to show his true self and get vulnerable because he's embarrassed and afraid of rejection, and he's afraid that he will love you more than him. And he's afraid he loves you more than himself. Yeah, but he's afraid he loves you more than you love him, and he will be left alone inevitably with a bruised ego. Yeah. He is having a spiritual awakening though, but these things can't be forced. So I don't see you forcing this on him, but I do see you encouraging him to do this shadow work, especially when it's all coming up. What's the advice for Chris for this connection? Please and thank you, Spirit. What is the advice for Chris in this connection? What is the advice for Chris in this love connection? Thank you. Back of deck, we have Butterfly Spirit. Transformation is beautiful. So I feel like this relationship will come out the other side. Yeah, you don't really know what's happening or what's going on. I feel like you could be in the dark, he could be in the dark. It's like the cocoon phase, but you will come out the other side, and this connection will be much stronger and much more beautiful after all this hard work is done. Yeah, don't be afraid of the shadow work. That's what I'm hearing. So can I get one more word of advice for Chris in regards to this connection? Thank you, Spirit. Let's see. We have wings. You never needed those wings to fly. Yeah, so I feel like you are teaching him that he is magic and he is love, and that he doesn't need to seek these things elsewhere, not even in you. Because the most beautiful thing you can do for someone is not make them think that you're the answer to all their prayers or their problems. You know, you don't have to come pretend to be an angel, but maybe he views you and puts you on a pedestal as someone who's going to fix everything, save him. But I feel like that's what you've come here to teach him in his life, that he has all the magic within him. Certain people just help us believe in and elevate our own inner magic. And you're encouraging him to believe in himself. And by you doing that, I feel like it's the most priceless gift he's ever received from anyone. Yeah, you're like an angel in his life. Yeah, vulture spirit, nothing is wasted. Yeah, you are picking apart the past and the ugly things of the past in order to move on and make this a more beautiful connection. Yeah. Elephant spirit, learn from the past. Yeah, you are picking it apart, really diving deep and observing what it was that made you have these attachment styles, and kind of coming together and making a compromise. Even if you have different attachment styles, you can still make it work. You just need to fully understand each other and how each other works. There's still a lot more to discover about each other, a lot more adventures to be had in this connection. He just has to be ready to really go there with the shadow work. I feel like you'll be there to encourage him, although you're not there to do it for him. You are there to teach him. He is there to learn from you. So it's up to him to learn. And I feel like once this is overcome, I feel like you have many adventures to come together, and they are very beautiful and transformative, just like this connection. So Spirit is just saying, have patience. He will do the work, but you can't force it. He will do it when he's ready. And in the meantime, you have your own spiritual shit to do. And I feel like he will elevate and come to your level when the timing is right. But if right now his addictions are taking over, don't allow that to hurt your soul, because there's nothing you can do until he's ready to make these changes and take these steps. He will be, but don't feel like you need to wait around holding your breath either. You've got you to do. And I feel like that's what he loves about you most, your independence and how you just seem to know it all. So yeah, you do now. So thank you for being here with me, Chris. Let me know down below if this resonates, if you have any feedback, and if you think this connection is going to come back together and be stronger this time around. And thank you for sharing your energy with me. Goodbye and God bless. Mwah.